I was very privileged to actually greet the then Prime Minister Shinzo Abe to Northern Ireland for the last G8 summit. If you will recall, it was held in Enniskillen. David Cameron held it there. And I say the last because, of course, it became the G7 after Enniskillen because Putin then left the G8. And Shinzo Abe came along to Northern Ireland, and there's a shot of me greeting him coming off the plane. And not only did he come for the G8, he actually came out of the G8 bubble and engaged with the then First Minister and Deputy First Minister, Peter Robinson and Martin McGuinness. He then invited them to Japan for a trade mission later on in the year, which they did indeed go to Japan and had that trade mission there. So he became someone who was a friend of Northern Ireland. And of course, we were all horrified to see the most dreadful way in which he lost his life. By someone who hadn't pulled together a gun, because of course in Japan the gun laws are quite tight, but this individual was able to construct a gun and to shoot at the former Prime Minister at close quarters. And it just goes to show no matter what sort of security you have around you at these events, if someone wants to take someone's life, then it's very, very difficult to stop. So it's incredibly sad, and I think a lot of people in Northern Ireland and of course across the United Kingdom and the world we're very sad to see this event happening.
Arlene, do you think there is a kind of worrying rise in the modern age of kind of political violence? Because, you know, we see scenes kind of all over the world, but particularly in more democratic countries. Seeing this in Japan, to me, was a huge shock.
It was a huge shock, and I think coming from Japan as well, unfortunately, in America these days, we expect gun crime because there has been so much there in recent years. But for someone of his stature to be taken out by a lone gunman who made his gun essentially, and then came up and shot him dead at close quarter, it is really quite frightening, I have to say, Deanna. And he was a very popular individual, as I understand it, in Japan. He'd stepped down in 2020 as Prime Minister due to health concerns, and he was out campaigning